Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
Good morning. I'm Mike McCabe in for Jefferson Donovan.
And welcome to Keep Her Quick, your latest local news and weather commercial free in 13 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over to Mike McCabe to talk the weather because we've had those warm, hot, dry conditions at the start of the week. We're cooling off, but we do have some wind that's playing a role in our weather.
We do. Red flag warning starts this afternoon at 2 o'clock, and that will run through the evening hours. Given the heat and the relative humidities being very, very low, that has prompted that red flag warning. You can see temperatures across the region today, not as hot as yesterday, but still on the warm side. How does it look for the rest of the week? I'll have your full storm tracker forecast coming up in just a bit.
Thanks, Mike. We begin this morning in Kennewick, where multiple fires broke out overnight. We're still waiting for more information, but what we do know is that the first blaze broke out by the Zintel Canyon Dam near South Union Street. Firefighters tell us it's under control. A cause is still under investigation. The second fire started near Columbia Center Boulevard and West 21st Avenue. Now, this is the same area that sparked about a week ago, needing a helicopter to help put it out. At the same time as that second fire this morning, another sparked near West Canal and North Quincy Street. Fire number 4 in Kennewick started near West Clearwater and North Columbia Center Boulevard, which was put out quickly. 2 of the fires have caused evacuations, and firefighters ask that you avoid the areas while they continue to work. We'll share more details as we get them. And in crime news, Toppenish police are trying to track down witnesses from a shooting that happened Monday night at Lincoln Park. Police responded at around 8:30 to find a man who'd been shot several times. He was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, currently in critical condition. Investigators believe the shooting is gang-related and that there's no threat to the public at this time. Police say no one's been arrested, but some people of interest have been identified. If you have any information about the shooting, you're encouraged to contact Toppenish Police. A woman from Wapato who is part of a group of inmates being transferred to King County is now facing new charges after deputies say she escaped and stole a jailed transport van. Kittitas County Sheriff's deputies say 27-year-old Rebecca Topola was in custody on theft charges. They say the inmates were near Bowers Field, north of Ellensburg, yesterday morning at around 9:50 when Topola drove away in the van with another inmate in the back seat. That inmate isn't suspected of being involved in the escape. At around 10:15, that inmate called 911 from a cell phone that had been left in the van and said Topola had dropped him off in a field east of Ellensburg. He told dispatchers she went into a house and came out with cash and was hiding in a tree line. Officers from multiple agencies responded and arrested her without incident. Topola now faces possible charges of escape, theft of a motor vehicle, and burglary. A man is in jail this morning after threatening to bomb a local business. According to Kennewick Police, just after 12:45 this morning, officers were dispatched to a disturbance in the 5200 block of West Clearwater Avenue. Officers say a 46-year-old man was wanting to use the restroom at the business, but it was for customers only. He was asked to leave, but instead he decided to yell that he had a pipe bomb and he was going to blow up the establishment. He then fled the scene. Police later found and arrested him. He was booked into jail for threats to bomb or injure property. Officers say they did not find an explosive device on him. And a Kittitas man is going to be spending the next few months in jail for assaulting and threatening to kill a woman in the West Valley Walmart parking lot. Dwayne David Stafford pled guilty to second-degree assault and felony harassment charges, both domestic violence offenses. He was sentenced to 6 months in jail on March 30th. Yakima police responded to an assault in progress at around 11:30 p.m. and when officers arrived, they found several Walmart employees separating Stafford from a woman who said she'd been dragged from her car by Stafford, who then tried to force her into his SUV. She said when she refused, Stafford hit her in the head with a rifle and said he was going to kill her. She said Stafford began to choke her until bystanders pulled him away. Yakima police are investigating a crash where a pickup truck collided into a building. Police say late yesterday afternoon, the truck was traveling at a high rate of speed southbound on North 1st Street when the driver hit several objects on the side of the road and then crashed into the Yakima Inn. Police say the driver and one person inside the inn were taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Officers suspect the driver was under the influence at the time of the crash. And Sunnyside City Council has voted to extend Jim Bridges' contract as interim city manager after Mike Gonzalez was placed on extended paid leave last month. The council voted 5-2 at Monday night's special executive session to extend Bridges' term until the end of July or when the investigation into Gonzalez's conduct is concluded. As part of the extension, it was also agreed that Gonzalez must not have any contact with either current or former city employees while his conduct is under investigation. Only councilors Vicky Frausto and Julia Hart voted against the proposal at Monday night's meeting. And Mike, speaking of Monday, it was hot, triple-digit temperatures Monday and Tuesday before we're finally kind of cooling off. But despite that cool down, we have increased fire danger because of that wind, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. And of course, the heat, as you were talking about, coupled with low relative humidities, has elevated that fire concern for us. And that will be our headline for Wednesday. Good news is, as we start to cool off a little bit, we'll lift the red flag warning tomorrow. And temperatures in a lot of areas will back down into the 80s. And that sets us up nicely for the 4th of July. Actually, it looks pretty good. And right now, the coolest day of the 7-day trend. But for today, it's the red flag warning. That starts at 2 in the afternoon and runs through the evening hours. Wind speeds could be in excess of 40 miles per hour in the Ellensburg area today. So that just further heightens that fire danger for us here across eastern Washington and eastern Oregon. And our satellite radar today, other than a few passing clouds, it should be relatively quiet. Now with some daytime heating in the afternoon, there's a chance the mountains could maybe see a flare up, maybe possibly of a shower or a thunderstorm, especially through central Oregon and up across the Blues. Outside of that, our weather will be fairly benign, other than the fact that as that cooler air moves in, the winds are going to be breezy at times this afternoon. So that is our headline. Then moving into Thursday, as that onshore flow continues, we'll keep it mostly sunny and temperatures back down into the 80s by Thursday and into the Friday time frame. So we get a nice break from the heat, and that is certainly welcome, especially as we head into the 4th of July. Not oppressively hot, and our radar shows very little other than a few passing clouds. Now Friday for the 4th itself, particularly across eastern Oregon and parts of the basin and maybe even into central Washington, could get a quick hit of a little light sprinkle. It's not going to be much more than that, if anything at all, for the 4th. And then as we head into the weekend, high pressure starts to rebuild and it amplifies. And as it does so, temperatures ramp back into the 80s, and by Monday and Tuesday, we could be right back up there into the triple digits. Travel forecast today, forecast high Seattle 75, 78 for Portland, and Spokane today coming in at about 93 this afternoon. So temperatures area wide. We stay away from the triple digit heat, but boy, it will be plenty warm. One of the hottest spots, Richland this afternoon at 98, 91 for Walla Walla, Yakima at 92, but that breeze picking up for us with that red flag warning in play later today.
Thanks, Mike. And with Independence Day just a few days away, just 2 days away now, we stop by local fireworks stands to find out if the tariffs are impacting prices. If you've already stopped by any stands this year, you probably didn't notice much of a difference on the price tag. So what about those tariffs? We asked a local dealer to learn more.
This year, all of that stuff was in the country. We didn't have to pay a higher tariff. Next year, anything that happens, I mean, unless they ship it right now before those tariffs come in, there'll be a higher price.
Now, it's not clear how much the prices will be increasing next year, but if the tariffs are applied, it could cost you a lot more to get your fireworks. Just a reminder, though, you should only buy fireworks in the city where you plan to set them off. And only one city here in the Tri-Cities adds fluorides to its water, and now officials there are asking for your input as they consider removing it. The city of Pasco has been adding fluoride since 1998 at the recommendation of the Department of Health. Now, the Pasco City Council is considering removing it, and part of that process is asking for input from the public. They're hosting meetings on August 5th and September 17th at 6 p.m. at City Hall. For more information, you can head over to our website, KEPRTV.com. And with many businesses closing across Yakima, most recently At Home and Taco Time, we spoke with the president of the Chamber of Commerce about the businesses in our area. She said that businesses are getting used to recent changes in consumer habits, most notably online sales. She also knows that there are some business owners who are ready to retire, but they are searching for a successor who can check all of their boxes.
I wouldn't say that they're all struggling. I would say that they are in a state of change. We have a new administration. We're still coming out of COVID. I think that we're at the tail end, but a lot of these businesses did receive supplements that helped them get through a few years, and now we're coming to an end of that.
Now you can find that full report over on our website, KIMATV.com. And Central Washington Oral Health Foundation, along with the Yakima Nation Behavioral Health and Caring Hands Worldwide, will be hosting a free dental clinic July 11th through the 13th. The weekend clinic will be held at the Yakima Nation Community Center, 600 North Myers Road in Toppenish. All are welcome to attend and will be treated on a first-come, first-served basis. The organizers are also in need of dentists, hygienists, and dental assistants. Any dental professional is invited to come to the free dental clinic and share their skills. All of the details are up on our Facebook page. And once again, Yakima Parks will be alive with the sound of music and movies during 3 free series this summer. The Summer Sunset Concert Series, at Franklin Park will kick off Friday, July 11th with classic rock band Die Bruder and will continue weekly until August 15th. Viva La Musica begins Sunday, July 20th at Miller Park. The weekly series will conclude August 17th with an additional concert on September 14th featuring 2 artists. And the Outdoor Summer Cinema Series returns to the city's Chesterley Park. Movies will begin at sunset, which is about 8:30 p.m. on 5 Sundays beginning July 20th. The full schedules for the summer series is up on our website, KIMATV.com. And finally, in honor of July being National Parks and Recreation Month, the City of Richland is providing free activities all month long. Yesterday's event was pool activities at George Sprout Pool. The kids not only got to do some activities, but also learned about the importance of water safety.
I think getting outside, one, is really, really good for yourself and your body, and just not the traditional exercise where you can be in the gym. That's great as well. But just being outside and enjoying it, and getting, secret exercise, we like to call it, where you're running around, you're swimming, those types of things, is really beneficial for your body. So, like we said, here at the pool, it's important to have some other activities that's not just out on dry land. You can get in the water too. We want to make sure that you're doing it safely.
Now, if you missed yesterday's event, there will be another one next Tuesday at the Richland Public Library from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And that does it for us. Thank you for watching this episode of Keeper Quick. For more local news and weather, you can head over to our websites, KIMA and KEPRTV.com, as well as our Facebook pages. But while you're here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a wonderful Wednesday.